Hello, welcome to the Reading Mama. My name is Heather, and today I'm going to share a reading wrap up for December, trying to keep the baby asleep. It's New Year's Eve while I'm filming this. It's crazy. I read 30 books in December. I'm not going to go through all of them because ain't nobody got time for that. I'm going to go through some. I did a lot of audiobooks while working on Christmas crafts and wrapping, driving, all those things that you do in December. Also, I did a lot of ebooks up late with little miss who's been teething and just all kinds of things. And so, yeah, that's what's been going on. So I'm going to share some of them. So I started out the month with Air, Heir, by Samantha Here, which continues the Ember and the Ashes series. It's like multiple years in the future. I forget, like 2010. I don't know. No, it's gonna be like 20 years in the future, and you follow Helene's grandson and several other characters as well, but and what's going on in the kingdom, and it's chaos. There's just chaos. I really enjoy it. It has Middle Eastern vibes. It does have magic. If you're not a magic person, you don't want to read this, then I don't think there was spice. There's always a little bit of romance, but it's not usually like the main crux of the story. But I don't recall if there was much in this one, but I did enjoy it, so definitely give that a read. Then I read the Powerless series, so Powerless, Reckless, Fearless. I think there's another one that I didn't read that's like somebody else's point of view and Kit's point of view, and I didn't want to read that one. So I read the three main books and enjoyed it. That was a fun romantasy, very simple, very typical fantasy story with love triangle and superpowers and people trying to conquer a quest to save the kingdom. I enjoyed the banter in it. It was really funny. Had me laugh out loud a couple times. Then I read a middle grade book called Beyond the Mulberry Glen. I'm hoping this is like a premiere novel from this author and it'll get better because it was very trope heavy. It was very cliche heavy. It was very just, I don't know. For a middle grade kid, it might be a good introduction to fantasy, but it's not something I would want to read aloud to my kids. And I don't think my kids who enjoy fantasy would even enjoy it because it was just very, it wasn't great. Fun, sweet, innocent, sure. Great, no. And then I started the Murderbot series. Hear me out, okay? So this is weird sci-fi. And the Murderbot Diaries are a cyborg, who's like a clone, part machine, and he calls himself Murderbot throughout. And they're very short. They're 3-hour audiobooks, which I enjoy. The like short form. There's some swear, so be forewarned of that. But I've read the first 3 this month, and they all were slightly different. And I can see how they're building, and so I enjoy this short form because it's like, okay, it was a nice little snack of a story, and then I'm not so invested that I feel like, oh, I can't wait to read the next one. But at the same time, I enjoyed it, and like, oh yeah, when I have a chance, I'll pick up another one. And so I read the first 3 of those throughout the month, and they were fun. Sci-fi stories, and he's basically trying to figure out why he is the way he is, why he became a murder bot, and him learning how to deal with humans because he's now gone rogue from his system. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, there's some swearing, but a lot of it is just funny. It's just well written, funny, comedic timing on some of his thoughts and processes through it as he deals with both humans and the AI of the other machines. I also read the 4 books of This Woven Kingdom by Tahereh Mafi. One book has a very, very spicy scene. You can skip that chapter. This is why I wouldn't give it to my kids. It's too intense, a lot of yearning. Very well written, but that one chapter was rough. The others have been fine. Like they haven't even really kissed. All kinds of things. So it's a good Middle Eastern magic system again, but if you don't like magic, don't get it. If you don't want spice, don't go it. It's gonna have more spice, I'm sure, in the final installment, because that's where it's leading. And like I said, that one chapter I think it was like in the second book, it definitely, yeah. But you follow 3, again, a love triangle kind of situation. I'm really glad that we don't get one guy's point of view anymore because I really hate him. But I really like following the 2 main characters and their points of view switching back and forth. I will say that like he has made a deal with the devil, so if that's going to bother you, I'm seeing how it plays out. and what kind of things she points out. So I've enjoyed it. I wouldn't recommend it to everyone. Other books, I did read the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, and I did enjoy that. Very fairy tale, reinventing fates and different fairy tale type things going on, mythology all mixed together in a very cute story. It is a little intense, a lot of yearning, all that kind of stuff. That's YA. Nothing was too spicy, I don't think. There may have been, for me, a little bit of spice in that one. I did find out that you really should read the Caraval series first and then read that. So if you're going to read both, read Caraval first and then do the others. But I've read Caraval and Legendary of that series, and I really love the Once Upon a Broken Heart much, much, much better. I like the characters better. I like the story better. I like everything better. But whatever. Let's see here. There were some other books. Let's go with the physical ones that I have, because there were several other audiobooks and things like that, but let's do the physical books I read. So I finished Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson, which is part of the Mistborn series, and I'm absolutely loving it. I will not lie, I did have to sneak to the end and flip at the like about halfway through because I was so stressed out about this story. They are chunky, but I love them, and I'm starting here the ages. You gotta start with Mistborn. Everything else is spoilery, so read Mistborn first and then continue. But yeah, it's a kind of dystopian, otherworldly thing, taking down the leader. They took down, never mind, they took down some people, but there are other people, other things. Yeah, all kinds of things. So evil has been defeated and the war has just begun is the tagline there. So just so you know, I did read Rainbow Valley and I enjoyed that much, much more than the previous Anne book, but still I'm not loving the rest of the Anne series. I don't know, maybe I'll like Rilla. I finished the what are they called, Secrets of Ormdale series. These are phenomenal, absolutely highly recommend. Clean Christian fiction, fantasy, Victorian dragons. I have a whole video about them, so I'm not going to go into detail, but loved it. And then I also finished Mere Christianity finally. As you can see, I tabbed that up like crazy. I enjoyed it. Talks about Christian living and C.S. Lewis's viewpoint on that. Don't agree with everything. Interrupted by somebody waking up and having to take kids other places. But yes, so I finished Mere Christianity, enjoyed it, had some things I agree with, some things I disagree with, a lot of great thoughts in there. So eager to continue reading some more C.S. Lewis. Oh, and we're down on the floor. And we're back. So I'll hold this to the side so that you don't see little Miss's face. But last I started a new series by Victoria McCombs. It's new to me, very old of hers, but it's a pirate story and I'm really enjoying it, surprisingly. The first book, it's called Oathbound. I don't know what the name of the series is, but it was really fun. I'm reading it in ebook form. I'm going to continue that series. It's fantasy pirates, and she's got a curse or an illness and she needs to get to this island to get a magical nut to heal her, but at the same time she's going with a friend who's a pirate and is trying to get this treasure from a ghost, and they meet all kinds of problems along the way, very Iliad-esque in that regard, and problems ensue, of course. I did see the surprise ending coming, but it was still fun, even though that was predictable. And I have noticed that I read Mortal Queens and Lethal Kings a couple months ago by Victoria McCombs, and again I feel like it was very predictable, and so I'm seeing a pattern there, but it's still enjoyable, and so I continue reading. So that is the crux of what I read. Like I said, it was 30 books total. I didn't go over all of them, but it was a busy reading month, and we'll see what January has in store. So thanks for watching, and thanks for joining me this year, and have a happy new year. Bye.